According to Nielsen, over 67 million people tuned in for this week's presidential debate, with over 6 million of those viewers being between 18 and 34. Fayette County's Young Democrats planned a watch party for the event. The group's president, 27-year-old Jay Phillips, says it's something that didn't happen in the matchup between former President Donald Trump and President Joe Biden. Young Republicans were also paying close attention. 25-year-old Emily White says that she was listening for solutions to inflation from both candidates.
People have wanted to sign up for phone banks. They've wanted to go to swing states and knock on doors. They've wanted to do voter registration drives. We didn't have that before.
I really get a sense of we feel pushed out. Interest rates are high. Inflation has caused, some people not even to be able to afford groceries that week.
Now, despite Kentucky's reliability to fall in the GOP column on election night, White and her other colleagues in the state's Young Republican Federation say they are not taking it for granted and are knocking on doors every weekend. Phillips isn't jaded about Democrats' odds and says that the work is already happening to strengthen the party and its connection with the median voter. Representative Herron, I'll let you go ahead and start the conversation here. Just based on the sense that you're getting in your own community, do you sense that there is something different about how youth are engaging in this election?
I think that youth are engaging differently in this election. I think that youth had been engaging differently over the last couple of years, that our young people are not satisfied. Let's be very clear with Democrats or Republicans. When I talk to young people, they will often tell me that I'm not progressive enough, that they want to see more from our leaders. And I think that when you look at just overall what our young people have been exposed to, the different things that they see, they want more from the elected officials.
What are you seeing on the GOP side, Senator Tichenor?
I'm seeing a lot of young faces engage where they hadn't been before. I personally have 2 new voters in my family who get to vote for the first time in a presidential election. And I think what's really influencing them is the state of our economy, their hope for the future, to be able to live out the American dream, to be able to buy a home. Those things, they're really getting crushed with a lot of how the economy has moved. And it looks a little hopeless for them. And I think a lot of kids, a lot of younger adults are paying attention more so than they have before, because their bottom line is really being affected with the way the rates of inflation and how our economy has turned downward.
You both hit on something there where there does seem to be a bit of dissatisfaction among younger people. Is it easy for people right now in their 20s trying to take a step out in their life when it comes to these basic things like buying a home, like Ms. White there mentioned? How do you think the 2 candidates' plans particularly stack up against each other? You have the Harris plan that's talked about incentives and a tax credit, the Trump plan talking about cutting regulations. Is there a reason to be hopeful under either of those?
I think that at the bottom, at the end of the day, we have to do something. And I think that it's bigger than just saying, can people afford to buy a house? Let's be clear, even in Kentucky, we haven't raised minimum wage. And so there's more things that's going to have to be done in order for our young people to have, as you said, the American dream, whatever that looks like for each of us. But I think that one thing that I also want people to know is that our young peoples care about reproductive justice and freedom. They care about our gun laws and safety, and they care about environmental justice. It's not just about purchasing homes, it's about all the things, and that's the reason why we're seeing an influx of young people go to the polls.
I think a lot of it we can look at how are kids prepared right now. I serve on the education committee, and looking at students as they're moving through K-12 and on into post-secondary education and graduating, are they truly ready to be successful? Are they getting degrees to where they can live out that American dream? And that's an area we need to focus on, and we both agree, I'm sure, as state legislators, that we have got to focus on preparing our students to graduate and be successful. But then you look at, once we fix that, is the economy a place where they can thrive? Are those jobs there for when they graduate with those degrees? And are they able to be successful, or are they still going to be crushed under an economy and high inflation and high gas prices and high grocery costs? All of those things, I think younger kids are factoring into their voting for this year. And we've had 3.5 years of watching what the Biden administration has done, and along with the Biden administration, obviously Kamala Harris, and we've seen an economy that is really crushing to live under for a new person in the workforce who is not fully established.
All right, we'll have to leave it right there.